Do you work too much, constantly on the go, miss hanging out with friends, family, or even yourself? Do you ever feel like you need an escape? Whitney's Escapes is here to help with just that. We specialize in family travel, autism travel, group trips, vacations, staycations, and more. So when you're ready for your next escape, make sure you contact us at whitneysescapes.com. Follow us on social media at Whitney's Escapes as well. Whitney's Escapes, where your dreams become your reality.
Hey, y'all. She get me every time. Y'all saw me going, woo. Hey, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Quest.
Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, girl. That hump day, you know how it is. But let me let y'all know what I realized, too. You know, every Wednesday, Quest like, why are you so tired? What's going on? But we get it. Got to get over hump. You know what I realized? It's because the kids is the only day they're home on Wednesdays. Because their school is closed on Wednesday. So I gotta be a teacher and everything else too, doing a business. So like really trying to get over that hump. It's like
you know what? It's not even about the kids. What you need to do on hump day is just hump, boo. Just hump.
No, that's not what's gonna get me over the exhaustion. You know what I'm saying? One good thing about humping,
I'm trying to tell you.
The hump, do really humping, either gives you energy or it wears you out. So it's 50-50. 50-50. So either way, either I'm be dead by the time we get on here, or I'm be really, hey Sarah, or I'm be really energized.
And I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I'm exhausted. You know, it's hump day and all.
You are so crazy.
Yes, shout out to all the women that's tuned in.
Exactly. And this is Women's Month, so I'm so happy everybody tuned in. We do have some beautiful women that's going to be joining us this evening. That's why we had to move it back a little bit to accommodate everybody, especially our co-hosts. I want to, point any fingers. I'm not going to point any fingers, but I'm pointing.
What you say?
I said we have to move back an hour to accommodate our lovely lady.
I'm here for the kids. You know, for ones who don't know, Tika has a lot of gifts and talents, and I do have a music class that I teach teenagers. Well, not really teenagers, kind of like a variety of kids. You know, about etiquette and consistency and different things in the music industry. So sometimes I got to push the show back, but we here, we live, we lit, we wet. So let's get it. Period.
Oh, wait. Wait, do you say get a little wet? I think it's on my shirt.
Yeah, I just think a little wet. Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah, okay, Whitney. Okay, Whitney. You're welcome. Professor Quest is here for all the babies and even your adults who need to take any of my class. I do teach a lot of things from music to business to sex.
Anywho, because we gotta roll her back in because she all left there. I think she was hanging out with the kids too much, so now she was an adult, and we got some fabulous women on here, so now she's letting it all out. But it's Wednesday, y'all. I'm so happy to be here with y'all, like I always am, because this is another form of my escaping to come on here to talk to you guys, talk about new things, introduce you to some new people. We're gonna honor women all month, and one of the beautiful women that we're honoring tonight is Chef Ty. And Chef Ty be throwing down in the kitchen. She's doing beautiful things and great things in the culinary world. So we want to bring her up on here.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thank you so much.
Yes,
she looks so innocent and so sweet.
Things. What you say, Quest?
She looks so innocent, so sweet. Look at her.
And she got the hair down today.
Yeah.
Yes, and also we're going to have on this show is another woman that I have met actually on another podcast, and she's actually going to start her own podcast. Yeah, she's starting her own podcast. And I'm going to let her talk about it too. So bring her up from the back, West. Shonda, sweetie. Shonda, hey, lady. So yes, guys, thank you for coming on my platform on Wednesdays. We appreciate it. Tika, you need to start having GLM everywhere. I don't see Whitney Escapes nowhere. Like, look at her background. She's taking over my platform. Like, I don't see my background nowhere.
It's blinked 3 times. Go ahead. Blink, bling, bling, bling.
There we go. Can I see my logo or something? You're gonna get people confused. They're gonna think it's T-Quest Tuesday and not Whitney Escapes Wednesdays.
Girl, I got your back. You everywhere. You lit.
Thank you. So I want to start with Chef Todd because she just had a wonderful event this weekend. Too bad I don't live in that area because I would have went because I like to eat. But let everybody know who you are, what you're doing, and about your event that you just had.
So, my name is Tanella, but I have perfected this persona called Chef Ty. She's a little bit more voyeuristic than I am, especially when it comes to food. What we're doing in Richmond right now is called the Richmond Black Restaurant Experience. And we always do it the first week of March. So Sunday was Mobile Soul Sunday. And when we kicked it off, this was our very first year of having a food truck. And this is not to brag at all, but this is to give just everything back to when you step out there, that your faith, no matter where it lies, will definitely carry you where you need to go. For me, I have faith in God, and He has definitely been right there with every step. We went out on this food truck with my generator. Like, we had a whole checklist. We checked off all the boxes except for get gas for the generator. And who would have thought that in the middle of service, the generator would just conk the hell out? Like, and it didn't do it just once, but it actually ended up doing it 4 times. And in the midst of it, at the end of the day, we were able to secure $4 grand in sales in one day on one Sunday. So it just lets us know that there's definitely a market out there for us, for what it is we're doing. And for my truck, it's international comfort foods. So it's kind of my twist on some international flavors. We did a jerk turkey burger with a mango salsa. So instead of jerk chicken and we put that thing into a burger and topped it with a fresh mango salsa. And that thing was everything with some hand cut sweet potato fries. And then yes, I'll mail them out. We're actually working on trying to freeze them things and mail them out to people. I did my comfort. I did my comfort.
You love turkey burgers, salsas and stuff. So that's totally up her alley.
Yeah. We did a butter chicken with basmati rice and cabbage and kale. And then for my vegans, we did an Arabian spinach, which was spinach, chickpeas, and quinoa. And I used my own toasted spice blend that I make. And that was what was on the truck. Oh, and I did a rum chata bread pudding.
That makes me hungry like this ate, but yes, I probably will try that turkey burger. I don't like turkey burger.
My husband put up his finger and said, "Don't forget my Cajun fish bites and home fries." So we did that. We did that too.
I would definitely been ordering the Cajun fish bite. I would definitely been ordering.
And the Cajun fish bites have my spice on them, so it's my signature blend spice. And then we did home fried potatoes instead of French fries with them, and we topped it with homemade cornbread.
That sounds delicious. So, I hear that. You learn how to
sold out.
Yeah,
we sold completely out. It was amazing. It was definitely amazing, and people are already in our inbox trying to figure out when the next time the truck is going to be out, and I'm excited for it.
That's amazing.
What fish was it?
Huh?
What kind of fish was it?
It was whiting, right? Yeah, we did whiting. Because it's kind of like when you hear white fish, right? So for instance, my husband is allergic to catfish.
Oh, so when you go, hear that.
Right, when you go out and you go out to like some of the restaurants and they say white fish, they're probably using like sway, and that's a Vietnamese catfish, right? And during Richmond Black Restaurant Experience, you're supposed to go out and support other restaurants. There's another restaurant here we wanted to support, and most times people take their breader and they put all of their fish in the same breader. So if the catfish is going in the same as the whiting and the shrimp, that one person who may have an allergy, you can now potentially kill them or put them in the hospital. So I couldn't even support the way I wanted to because you putting everything in the same breader.
No,
That's
I
true.
understand that, and I always tell a lot of people that I'm like certain places they'll go to. Like the first time I went to Hibachi, and I'm seeing them doing everything. I'm like, they clean off the stove, but they're not cleaning off the knives. And like 5 people in front of me have shrimp, and that thing is gonna get in my place. So you got to be very careful when it comes to people with allergies. That's like
Right,
life and death for us. You know what I'm saying?
right. And you know, because nursing is also a part of my background, like I ask those forward thinking questions, like, hold on, how are you breading your fish? And instead of catching the attitude, like I told the guy, I was like, just for future, you have a large community who are allergic to bottom feeders, be it shrimp or, you know, crabs, like certain shellfish allergies are out there. So if you just set it up where you put this breader and it's different, it may take you an extra half a second, but now you've opened yourself up to be able to accommodate even more and bring in more money than excluding yourself and people walking away from you.
And I don't like restaurants like that either because it takes, like you said, it takes a minute. I worked in several restaurants. Most of y'all know my background is culinary, and I'm very particular because I have people who live in my household who are allergic to different things. So when you're cooking and stuff, like you said, it takes literally a minute to do different stuff. And you learn in the culinary where to label everything, mise en place, everything in the place. So people should know you don't cross contaminate. Even if you're using fish, you shouldn't be using the same thing to do this. The shrimp is still not the same. But for people like restaurant out there, when they answer those certain type of questions, I won't eat there. I'm like, no, because if you are that careless with other people's stuff, then you careless with everything else. And I
Right.
ain't got you to be jeopardized. You just touch the chicken, now you touch the fish, now you touch, you know what I'm saying? If you're not even being that particular with something as small as doing different batters, then you probably touching everything else too. And I have worked in so many kitchens that people do certain things that I didn't agree with, so I stopped working there because I'm ethical. But I tell people you can stay there, like you really do. Like if you want to go somewhere, people like, oh, they only get two things. They're gonna, I don't care. Just touch everything when they ain't supposed to be doing it. Compared to somebody, you might pay $1 more or some more. They're going to be more because they're taking the time to do these things to
Right.
follow protocol. Yes, to question GLM. I was just trying to finish my sentence. Go
No,
ahead.
I was politely. I just interrupt. I just politely let you know that I was ready to say. Okay. So if I was there, I would have bought everything because I love turkey burgers. I'm just being honest. I love the support, but I love turkey burgers. And Whitney is a burger fanatic, but she won't eat usually no burger that's not like a burger made with beef. So
That
if
is
you
true.
got her to eat one of those and she enjoyed it, kudos to you. Definitely would have got the fish because I love fish. Sometimes I don't like little white bones in whiting, so I usually go for a different type of white fish. So
Gotcha.
that's where I'd be a little skeptical about. I love vegetarian food, trying it out, so I definitely would have had that too. But I'm curious, sweetie,
Hello,
if
hello.
you were to go, which one you would have picked and why?
I'm a foodie and my mom cooks. So I probably would have tried everything because I think that's when you get the best experience. I had something else that I had going on that day because I'm in the Richmond area, so I feel horrible. But it was all support and love, and I knew it was something else, and I'll definitely be there. But I would have had to sample like everything because
Don't worry, Mama D held it down for us women.
yes,
She
she
came
is.
out and she came out and she supported. And just for you, we're booked in 2 subdivisions right now.
Okay.
And we just started something called RVA Truck Festival. Is gonna be down at the Diamond, and it's gonna be Thursdays. So we're looking at being there April 8th and April 22nd for sure. But we'll find out if we got those dates. But yeah, we're gonna be out and about and all over Richmond. Now that I got my dang on placard and I can go everywhere, don't worry. I'll pull up to the corner and be like, hey, we out here.
You know, I'm gonna come now. I'm part of the Richmond book club. Cooking. I'm gonna come out when it gets warm. I will be taking me a road trip. Yes, I'm gonna eat here. I'm gonna talk to y'all about the book over here. I'm gonna visit everybody in Richmond.
I know
I'm gonna
that's
do a
right.
nice little road trip.
But
So
once
I'm gonna come on here and give my review. Let me tell y'all guys, I went to Chef Ty food truck and I tried. I probably go live right after fruit. Yes, this is what it
And
is.
I want honest feedback because the only way, like one of the guests, she said that she was like, I hope you take this in love. She was like, the only critique that I would have said was that I wish you had warmed my bun. It's because her bun was slightly cold to go with her burger. And I was like, no, that's the kind of feedback I need in order for me to go forward. This was our first time on the truck.
Yeah.
right.
So what it was, we have a hood on the truck, and if you've ever worked in the kitchen, it takes out like all of your smoke and all of that, but it inputs cold air. So where the buns were sitting, the air was under the flow of air. And when we got busy, like we were like cranking out 5 and 6 tickets at a time, you didn't really realize that the buns were that cold because you were just trying to make sure people weren't waiting.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I know, I have a warmer on the truck, so I would definitely keep the buns in that warmer going forward. But it's stuff like that when you find out, okay, that's an easy fix versus something else. And y'all know, like, my hair is up, my hair is covered. Like, I'm never where you'll be like, oh, hair was in the food. My husband, he wears a beard guard. Like, no.
You know, I think the difference is too how she came to you. You know,
Yeah.
You're always open to constructive criticism, but when someone comes to you in a nasty way and they're seemingly mean-spirited about it, you're kind of like, she already said, take this in love. So, you know, it was probably easy to digest. It's palatable that way. And I wish we all knew how to interact when it comes to people like that, because it would make it so much easier.
Oh, which one came out there too? So Jay, you know, my guy who was up under me for the 515. It was so cute. He came out and he was like, hey, and I was like, hey. He was like, you don't even know who it is. I was like, yes, I do. Hey. And it wasn't until he took his mask down. I was like, oh, it's my little boyfriend from Facebook. Hey, honey. Get back on the truck.
It also show community. Like, you know, we all met each other on different platforms.
Right.
About that last night on 101, how Mark met me through Quest, and then you were like, you saw the show, he asked Johnny D, then Mama D invited Ty. And look, at now we all networking together. You know what I mean? So it's all about really familyhood. No matter guys or females, but if you are a G person who wants to support one another, you're going to do that. And and I always tell people on my platform, it's not all of Whitney's Escapes. Yes, Whitney's Escapes Wednesday, but I love promoting other people because I just feel like if I keep on promoting people, they'll promote people. Maybe somebody will promote me. Like, just keep on keeping it going. And if they don't, hey, at least I put good karma out there. So if I don't reap the benefits, maybe my kids will reap it, or maybe my grandkids. We don't know when. Like they said, karma is something, but remember, it goes through generations. So don't mean I might not reap it. But my son might get it, or my daughter, or maybe my grandbaby. Hopefully, I get one. But somebody else in your generation, when that's like, years, not because they're too little. But you just don't know. And I tell people all the time, you got to always put out positive energy. We get enough of negative stuff just by the color of our skin and then by our gender. So we automatically get stuff. Like people always say, even with the movement with Black Lives Matter or all the things that have happened to guys, I said, I could tell you many things that happened to me as a Black woman. You know what I mean? Like if you're brown, you should 9 and 10, you have a story, multiple stories. You know what I mean? So we really do matter, but we always got to remember, like I stopped watching the news. I said, because I don't want that negative energy in me. Like, even like a lot of the movies, like when they see us, I didn't watch that because I already know my personality. I've been feeling a certain type of way. And then when I see somebody who looked like somebody, I'd have been like ready to, no, I know my triggers. So I love that. Jay went out there, Mama D, that people were able to support. I'm going to definitely support. I tell you, I'm going to buy something off of your website. I got to get something because I'm up here. But I'm definitely gonna come eat too because I like to eat.
Well, we going on a trip, so we definitely gonna be supporting.
I hope so. I need to go on my trip. Y'all really let me have a tell them why you mad moment. That's what they do on my radio station up here, and I'm gonna have a mad moment. Take it. What that lady told you.
Take it in love, and she was in love. Yes, because listen. I want the feedback because if something ain't right, then instead of you going on social media, tell me so I can fix it. Because I'm the one that's making the shit. So please tell me.
Right.
Exactly. So take it in love, social media, because I'm about to vent. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna let y'all know. So y'all know Whitney's Escapes present Dubai, September 2020. So many of you guys hit me up. Some say I want to go. I got on my Zoom, got my DMs on IG and on Facebook, emailing me, And now it's time to go. Everybody's giving me crickets. Like, I can't go. I can't go. Like, I know circumstance happens, but if you guys couldn't go and we had these private conversations for all these things, you should have communicated that to me. Maybe it was finance, maybe it wasn't. Or maybe say, hey, Whit, can you probably do this next year or something? Like, don't be having me like, hey, I'm not nobody's stalker, but I feel like I'm like, hey. Like, you could just reach out and tell me or give me other suggestions. Like, I did Dubai because so many people hit me up about Dubai, like a lot. I could go, like, I don't delete anything, so I have plenty of reviews, but I'm not going to put them on blast because that's not my character. But it's just at the same token of respect, y'all know I'm a Black woman, an entrepreneur who's doing something for my people. And y'all could have like, hey, like, I got things moved back. So if it was finances for some of y'all, we still got time. But please communicate with me. And no, there's no judgment. I don't mind whatever happened. We're in a pandemic. I understand that. So it could be finance. It could just be, scared, whatever the case may be. But let's communicate to one another. So I don't be out here looking crazy and messing up my name with these companies like, oh, you say you're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I have to do group trips. We just have to put down money to lock in stuff. Y'all don't realize it. I'm not balling. You y'all realize y'all couldn't travel last year? Like, because Plus was closed. So to do those type of things, I would just appreciate as a community. You just be like, hey, what? You know what? I can't do this shit, but you think you can move it to next year or blah, 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 blah. Don't be acting like you're going tomorrow, and then when tomorrow show up, you block me or something. Or some tragic happened out of nowhere, and then I see you out here posting like nothing happened. Like, don't forget we follow each other. I see what y'all be doing. I see you.
That is the part.
Communicate. Like, I don't take nothing personal. I'm not going to take it personally. But it will hurt my feelings a little bit when I feel like I'm going hard. And then, like, this is still my business. So at the end of the day, even if we're not friends or we just come to me do business, it could just say, hey, X, Y, and Z. Or say, you think you could do this next year? I could put this down, but can I get on payment? Whatever the case may be. Communicate. Say with love.
But you just said it. You just said the key thing. And I know Shonda gonna be like, yup, I know she is, because the key thing was people forget that we know you in real life, and it's not like just social media. Like, for instance, on Clubhouse, right? There was another chef that I have worked with in the past, and she was going all in on this one story, and she forgot that I was there. So I stopped her in the middle. I was like, hey, Tregay, right? I didn't mean to say her name, but I said it, so whatever. I said, hey, because that's how I was on the thing. And she was like, oh, hey. I was like, look at my face. And then all of a sudden, her story stopped. As in, oh, yes, I was there. So before you go any further into whatever this picture that you painting with the wrong colors, I'm here. Okay. And she hadn't communicated with me since 2018, 2019. Then all of a sudden another room opened up and I get a text message from her saying, girl, you need to be in this room. And I'm like, what room? And it was because she was, Ty's this and Ty did that, and she the best at this. You were talking stuff, and because I wasn't in there, you wanted me to hear it. You can give me my flowers, but you could have gave them to me. You didn't have to do it in a room full of strangers that I don't even know. I don't know these people. People.
I don't know how to use Clubhouse, y'all. I'm on Clubhouse, and people keep on telling me stuff. I'll be like, first I forget I have it, and then second of all, I don't understand these rooms and talking and stuff. So I just be like, okay, whatever.
It's like NPR. It's NPR, but for that one time I was in the room, and my husband was like, I know she ain't saying all that because he was there too. He just said, yeah, I drove the fucking car. Like, it's one of them things, like, bro, you got to remember people know you in real life. And just because we get on these platforms, somebody can come and knock that damn ladder out from under you and make you fall right on your ass.
It's just more of a level of like respect for one another because, we all, put our time and energy. Like, I do travel, also I'm an author, published author, thinking, and hashtag myself. Tea question voiceovers and she does flyers and all type of great stuff. She teaches classes. Chef Ty, she's a chef. Shauna D, she's a podcaster. She reads real good books, and I know she has a regular job. But the point of the matter is, we all do things, and our time is important. And if we're out here giving a service or reaching out to one another, all we need to do as a community of people is show some love. And respect each other's time and understand that there's no hard feelings. Because, like, even Mary, I could use her for example. I'm going to use her because she came on a Zoom, she did it, and she said, hey, Whit, blah, blah, blah. Immediately, or like a day or two. But the point is, she communicated. I didn't have to reach out to her. She reached out to me and was like, hey, X, Y, and Z, 1, 2, 3. Or somebody else say, hey, I'm out, I'm gone, blah, blah, blah. Everybody has different situations. And I understand that sometimes when you're dealing with multiple people, stuff, things can happen. But keep it communicated. Shonda too. She communicated with me very well. She never blocked me or make me wait 2 days before she responds. But I'm like, even if it's suggestions, like the lady told Chef Ty, warm up my thing, or be like, hey, Whitney, can you move this next year? What about da 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 da? Whatever. We're all willing to grow and be better, but it's just upsetting when you come as for an entrepreneur standpoint when you do something for the people, and then like the people like disappear. And then I told you guys multiple times, look at me walking across the screen. And the reason I was speaking about this and why it's so passionate to me, because I tell you guys all the time, when I go to trainings in person and I talk to people who are over certain companies or bigger than me, they're like, oh, I love your personality, I love your drive, blah, 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 blah. Who are your clientele, or who your market? And I would say, my market are people of color, And I said this story multiple times. I'm going to keep on iterating it. And they always say the same thing to me. Different people, different events, different countries. If you continue to just have that as your market, you will starve. That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
And they're not really, technically they're not lying,
Yeah.
But I tell God every day, I love that this is my passion, that I'm not doing this for like my next meal. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Because most of you guys know, like before to start my business, I picked up a whole second job to fund my freaking business. Because I tell people I'm never above working. I'm not like, oh, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm that passionate. And I told you about my financial situation, how I got on a budget years ago, so I was straight. But to go to multiple places and people who don't look like you tell you about people who look like you, and it's true, and then you really still like bump them. I'm still gonna be going hard for my people, and then y'all just be like, forget her. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to iterate that so we can learn how to do better. I just communicate and really supporting one another, like how people came out to Chef Ty, how when Sean said she wants to do her podcast, hey, come on in here. Come over here. We're going to show you some love. We're going to show you some support. We need to really get better at doing it. And it don't need to just be 5 people. Come on. We could have more than just 5 of us supporting one another. We could keep on pulling together, because at the end of the day, our platform is for all of us. If one of us is doing good, the rest of us will continue to do well. Like
we have to learn that when you surround yourself around winners, mm-hmm. and you celebrate and you wholeheartedly celebrate that other person's win, because you are in that circle, it's about to matriculate to you. You just have to be ready for it. Mm-hmm. And like after I did the thing on Sunday, I went live and I just said it. I kept waiting and I held my own self back because I wanted everything to be perfect. Right. When God was like, you don't need to wait for everything to be perfect. Just go the hell out there, because there is a market for you. And it was me that was holding myself back. So perfection and procrastination are like this. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we think, oh, procrastinate. Oh, you procrastinate, girl. You need to just go ahead and do it. Well, when you're struggling and you're trying to be a perfectionist, you're doing the same thing. You just changed a couple of the vowels in that word, but it's the same end result. Ain't shit getting done. Mm-hmm. Because you're so busy trying to make it look good for other people when it's yours.
Yeah.
I think one of the things about procrastination, when you look at just Black women in particular, I don't think that our procrastination comes from, and us being a perfectionist comes from Well, here's what I think it comes from. We're critiqued so harshly, right?
Yeah.
Because traditionally we don't know how to show love to each other. I use this example all the time. You can have two Black women to get in an elevator, and what's gonna happen? What is this all about? Like, why can't I just be like, oh girl, that shirt is so cute on you, or whatever? I try to give compliments to everyone that I see, especially a Black woman of color. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's bleeds over into our nature of being a perfectionist, because we already know when we say we're going to do something, you're going to have so many naysayers before you have encouragers.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on what you said, and I honestly 100 wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say, and I'm gonna give an example why. I honestly think it's bred in us before we can get into this world.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason I'm saying that, you guys know I have two children, a boy and a girl, and my daughter. The only time I experienced this, my son's older, and I never experienced it with him, but I experienced it with her. So she has a lot of hair, and it's beautiful. Me and Sean talk about it. Beautiful curly hair head. And when she was little, I used to always let it out. But she never she didn't want to wear her hair out because she's like, Mommy, my hair's not done. My hair's not done. I'm like, who cares? You have beautiful hair. Your hair is done. It's naturally done like that. You're beautiful. No, I'm not. And I'm talking about like little. You know what I mean? And the Holy Spirit said it to me. Stop. I told my husband, I told my mom, I said, stop telling her she looks good just when she gets her hair done. Because that's your first instant reaction. Oh, you're so pretty. You got your hair done. Your hair looks so nice. Every time that happened, that's the only time she would hear like these crazy praises of her hair's a mess. Girl, you need to go get your hair done. You know what I'm saying? And even in the community and relationships or being women, you know, if you do something, or if you with a guy or a girl, instantly you get hit negative feedback. Most women that are our color, our first love already broke our hearts because most of us didn't grow up in the same household as our father. Let's be honest. So the first person supposed to show us love, we didn't know. So instantly we was born with a freaking broken heart. Second, we only get compliments when we do something new. So all those little things put insecurities in us. And you're always, like you said, being scrutinized no matter what you do. So instantly, when you see somebody else who look like you, because no time it's probably just you and that one other person, you can be like, okay, what she got that out? You know what I'm saying? You're always trying to compare yourself because it's kind of like a survival thing. Like, I gotta be the best. This person can't do that because it was like in our literally since we come out the womb, we have to deal with so many negative things we're trying to figure out. My daughter, she walk around here crazy because I'm like, she knows, oh yeah, you have it's crazy. But my son, he had a lot of hair too, but no one ever commented if it was like crazy, or braided. But little girls, we do that, and then like as we grow up in different relationships, we hear negative things all the time. Like I was saying last night on 101, I come on here looking like this. I got a scar from freaking pimple. I don't care. The reason I do that, one, is because I'm who I am. I like to be able to accept me who I am. And another true story, I wanted to get my boobies done because I nursed for 4 years. So I'm like, I want to get my boobs done. I always wanted to get my boobs. But I changed my mind when I had my daughter because I don't want her to ever think that something's not right with her. You know what I mean? So that was like my reality thing. But I did. I really said for so long. But I'm like, nope, I have to build this image so she knows, be comfortable in your skin. And most of the time with single parents and stuff like that, they're so busy trying to make sure we eat. And we say that we don't always have the time to keep on iterating. No, you're beautiful. You're great just the way you are. Look at mine. Like, really be that example to be these women that we would love us to be, because sometimes we're busy or our parents were busy. And since the Lord has shown me that I'm very into, like you said, one of my girlfriends I met just because I gave her a compliment. She said, no one ever gives me a compliment and I don't even know you. And you came out here nowhere and just gave me a compliment. And me and her now are really good friends. And I always try to do that and lead by example. So it's in us and it's horrible, but we have to be aware. Hey, Uncle. We have to be aware of it. And I hope that, that's why I got Shonda on here. Come on down when you talk about your podcast and support Chef Ty, because both of these women, besides Chief, I think that's my ride or die, They are. Chef Ty was like, whatever you need, wait, I got you. Shonda, same thing. They don't even know me from a freaking cup of tea. Like they met me once or twice, vibe with me, boom, they showed up. And I hope that the watchers and listeners see that. Like I didn't know neither of these women. We haven't even met face to face, but they support me. I support them. If I call them or text them, they reply back within it's like an hour, a minute, whatever the case may be. I never been like, oh, she ignored me. Not one time. And I appreciate both of you ladies for that. And I try to do the same. But I just hope everybody who's watching this gets some type of inspiration or lead by example. Because every woman on this screen right now are real women. And they are phenomenal. It's Women Appreciation Month. So I just want to show that. But this is real stories. And I'm not booking because they on my thing. But this is so true. I met them on another podcast. We vibe. And we've been clicking. Like I talk to them regularly now. Like, hey, how are you doing? Congratulations. You know, can you do this for me? Sure. What, you know, if I can support, let me know. And it's like literally like that. Sure. Not like, let me think about it. Let me check my calendar. No, I'm busy. I never got any of the things from Chef Ty. I didn't get that from Shanti. I know I get like a lot of people on here because of T-Quest shares and she got more followers than me. So I was like, hey, you shared on your thing. Let me bring other people on here so my people would see it and her people would see it. And hopefully a lot of people would see it and support these beautiful women. So Shonda, since I have my little spill, please talk to us about your podcast.
You know what? So my daughter was calling me, and she's like, she just keeps calling until I'll text her and say, "What's up? I have to speak to you." I'm like, "Girl, stop calling my phone like that, like something's wrong." So I'm sorry. I gotta stick out for a second. Podcast. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you know, before I even talk about the podcast, let me just say this. That is so true about that. We just met on a podcast, and it takes nothing to show love or to just show interest in other people. And it's even seeing the two of you, like T-Quest, y'all personalities are so different. T-Quest is like that quiet thunder, but Whitney's like an all of energy. And it's a beautiful thing. And for the two of you, I don't know how people do not show love. Chef Ty, girl, you cook. Like somebody who cook. Like you have to. So that's just how that goes. So all love to you ladies, and I enjoy each and every time we are occasioned to be together. But coming soon. I'm about to enter this podcast world. A few of my girlfriends, my ride or dies. We just want to have some real conversations, some grown-up conversation, talk about some interesting topics. You know, should you love your ex-husband's new wife? You know, how is it to have like a blended family? You know, what gets things on and popping, you know, when things really ain't on and popping, you know, those type of conversations, because they're real conversations. And I think in the minority community, there's so many topics that we do not touch on, you know, together or with a younger girls. Like some of the stuff right now that I see younger girls following and what they aspire to do, it's like, that ain't it, sis. Like, that's not it. That is not it. And, you know, listen, entertainment is entertainment. And I love all genres of music. I'm a trap queen. I love this music, but I know it's not real life. You know what I'm saying? I know this is how I'm supposed to be out here in these streets. You know what I mean? So that's the conversations that we want to have. I'm a foodie, but love me a nice glass of wine. So it's called Wine and Wisdom. And so we're going to showcase a bottle of wine, probably 5 minutes of the segment. And we'll do some pop-ups in some different places. You know, I'm almost upset because I'll be in St. Martin's the 2nd through the 6th. And originally I wanted to start the podcast the first week of April. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be out of town. Let me push it. But then I was like, dang, I should have done it there because I would have been in St. Martin. It would have been some beautiful weather. I probably would have had some a little different wine, but the other girls, they would have held it down with the wine. I would have had me a little Mai Tai, something cute.
At least I would have been with you because my name is all in that drink. So just saying.
Right, Mai Tai.
Hey.
So yeah, that's what's up and coming. April the 13th, 9 p.m. is where me and the ladies will get out into this podcast. You all know that back to back there will be you or you because you gotta oh, is that a prosecco or a sparkling wine, or what we drinking on?
This is a sparkling wine right here.
Okay.
I don't drink, so I'm just gonna smell it.
Shameless plug, I am a stage 1 sommelier, so like that's kind of what I do. I have about 4 wine encyclopedias and everything all through the house. So if you really want some extra stuff, just let me know. I'll send you a couple little somethings, and maybe one of these we could do. I'll be with you and we'll do wine and have like a little cheese board or something for that wine and wisdom. Just saying.
I'm all for it because I'm hoping that when you join us, you and I can be in the same place. And I can have like a little plethora of things, the fish bites in particular.
See?
And kind of taste it on camera.
Place in order.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to come on here when we do a food segment because people have been asking me a quest to do a food segment for a while because that's my background. So I always talk about food. And I was telling Chef Tab, like, yo, you need to come with me when I do one of the food tours, like in the different countries and stuff like that. Like when I'm going away in 2 weeks, I'm doing a 6 authentic restaurants in Antigua, and we're tasting all their foods. Like, so like I'll probably go live like, guys, look at this, because I love food.
Just tell me what month this is, just in case I need to go give me a couple shots. So I go ahead and get some shots and be ready to go.
So
I was listening to your dates, April 22nd. That sounds like a good time because we launch our first podcast April 13th, which is like 9 days away after. I mean, like my math is wrong right now. A few days away, so that'll be because we can pop up.
Oh yeah, we could do the show. We could do the show from there, and then, ladies, I have my own cooking show, so I take my cooking show on the road, so I could show up and I could do a crash where I knock on your door. Cook.
Terry Court 22228. Show up. Look. A whole yard for you to do a cooking show.
Yes. See, and that's the beauty of so that's the thing. Like I cook outside. Like the episode on Food Network that I was on, I was cooking in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She was on Food Network.
I live in a cul-de-sac. You can do the backyard, the cul-de-sac. It don't matter. We can get some good food going.
And that's the thing. Like my cooking show is on an all-black cooking network. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I'm starting to film season 2 of my cooking show. And I travel and I highlight, like one of them was a Korean restaurant because that's where I met my husband and I love Korean food. My best friend is Indian, and her mom, who's like 60 something, and her grandma, who's 90, was in the kitchen showing me how to make authentic Indian food. Like I show people that my love for food goes because I want to get in there and learn how to do it from someone who really knows, not from watching a YouTube clip and calling myself and saying, oh yeah, I know how to make Jamaican curry. No, I don't, because here's the thing. When I do curries, mine's are more Haitian inspired than Jamaican inspired. And there's a distinct difference.
It is.
In how it's prepared, depending on which island that you're coming from.
Say that again. People don't realize that. And when you can taste it. Just putting it out there.
You can. And that's why when we go, like for us, because Sharon, you here. So when you go from Karina's to Queens to Irie Vibes to Charles Kitchen, the difference is like, what the
It's like, wait, I thought this was all supposed to be the same food.
Right. And it depends on whose grandma was in that kitchen with them and which way that they learned how to do it and whether or not they tried to Americanize it.
Or if it was authentic. That reminds me, last year I was in St. Kitts And it was a sauce that somebody had us try at the resort there. But it was all thing. We had a driver take us to like 6 different regular grocery stores to try to find this sauce because it wasn't in the tourist area. They're like, oh, you could buy it. But the driver said, no, that's not the kind you had. We got to go to our local grocery store. And we went to 6. They were sold out everywhere. And we finally got it. And I have it in my cabinet because we had it at a restaurant. I was so good. Oh, this is our local sauce that we make here. And it's so true. Just like rums. Wherever country or island, they all make rums, but they're all different because one, like some places like Grenada is known for spices and cinnamons and nutmegs. So a lot of that stuff is in their, in their food more so than another place that is known for like egg, different things. So you have to know that because everybody say curry, but if you look at curry, even curry powders, you lay them all, they're all different yellows. You think about everything is different depending on who make it. That's what I tell people. Don't get discouraged because fried chicken, everybody on fried chicken the same way. Everybody's the same, but it ain't gonna taste the same. So you should know that definitely if you're in that field.
Right. Sure. Like, and that's the one, that's just like with wines. Like we've been so brought up on sweet wines, and because it's so much sugar that we're introduced to from children that we don't know how to develop or appreciate the drier wines or know our way around the red wine so we know which ones will give us headaches versus which ones won't. Or if it's just right there at that point where it's been sitting out just a little bit too long, now instead of you finishing off and drinking it, you can now put that in your food. And once it cooks down, it'll develop that great flavor, that wonderful flavor will develop in your food. And now you're gonna waste your money. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just knowing things, and always, no matter where you are in life, being willing to be coachable and teachable. Like one of the things that I'm going to have written on the back of my truck is collaboration over competition, because I don't care what other 40 restaurants is out here in Richmond. No one can see through the eyes that God gave me because they're in my head. And even if for whatever reason I was to lose one and I donated it as a corneal transplant to somebody, you still won't get the vision that God connected to me, even if you look into my eyes. You understand what I'm saying? Like I have a shirt that says, your salt makes me taste better. And on the back of it say, keep sprinkling, because no matter what you do, all you're doing is seasoning me. And it's just going to make me taste better for when I go out there to the public.
Say it again. You heard that?
Right.
No, I do a cooking class for the local community here. And it's called Creative Cooking with Chef Lee. And I do it for kids. And most of them like, I don't like this type of stuff. They always say that before they even get there, because I always have a pre-menu and all the ingredients and stuff like that so they could take it home. I'm like, don't tell me you don't like anything until you make it. And then the parents after the class, oh my God, I could not get my kid to eat this. I couldn't get my kid, but now they love it. I said, yeah, because one thing people don't realize, if you can control what your food tastes like, if you want it sweeter, if you want it sour, if you want it spicy, when you go to the store and buy something, it's how whoever created the taste bud is. You don't have the exact same taste palette. And watching those kids confront me, the parents like, they were like, I need to cook more at home. And I'm like, you do, and get the kids involved. Because someone was like, I don't want to eat vegetables. I don't like barbecue sauce. I don't like this and that. I don't like eggs. Yes, you do. Let's prepare this. Let you be a part of it. You add, you taste, and then you give me the verdict. And all the kids went out there. I'm telling you, it happened every single class. Somebody will come and tell me they don't like something. That's okay. Well, let me know when you're done after you make it if you like it. I actually like this, Chef Whitney. I said, because you made it. You can control how you want it to taste. And some stuff, but it's funny because I make them do like in school, and Chef Ty, you know this. And in any culinary school, you gotta taste everything, like every ingredient in the pan. And like having them taste like apple cider vinegar. You know how that don't taste good, but it tastes good in certain things. Like it don't taste good. Like, but having them taste it, it was funny. But it gets them to understand. Well, you didn't know what that tastes like, so you know how much you want to put in there to alter the taste of whatever it is. So like Chef I was saying earlier, you keep on seasoning us, because at the end of the day, we're all different varieties of chocolate. We all taste it.
We all taste good. We all smooth on the tongue now.
Yes, honey. Definitely melt in the mouth. Definitely.
Yes.
Yes. I, I was the queen of finicky, and so my dad's mom, she embraced me being just this finicky eater as a child. So I know all too well the children that you teach, because I was, well, I don't like that, and had never tasted it. It went on looks for me. It was like, if it didn't look right, and I was always taught as a child it was rude to smell food. So it wasn't like it would smell bad, but it didn't look right. Like, presentation means a lot for me.
Did you watch my show last week?
I did. I watched the playback right before this, because I was thinking that it was I mixed up the dates. Girl, my eyes is terrible. So that's when I hit you up like, oh wait. So I was the queen of finicky. And then I had a girlfriend that I met when I was 17 years old. We became best friends. I joke with him like, you like a billy goat. You eat everything. So she introduced me to so many different things. And it's interesting because when I got pregnant with my first son, for some reason I craved Doritos and cream cheese. All of my kids now are Doritos and cream cheese fanatics.
Okay. You gotta start with the jalapeno cream cheese.
It doesn't last in my house. If cream cheese and Doritos is here, it's gone. And I'm like, darn, why did they pick up my fetish? Because now, and I'm an only child, so my ex-husband, it was so funny, when I would go grocery shopping, I would buy Doritos for me and then Doritos for the house. Don't touch my Doritos when y'all have eaten all of yours up, because this is my snack. So eat all of yours in one day. Don't touch mine. But finicky, oh my goodness, I wouldn't eat the what do you call it? The top of bread. I would peel that. I would edges of bread. I would eat that. Like, I don't really eat meat on a bone.
What?
I get that to a certain degree.
That's the good flavor. I mean, it's hard to eat, but it's delicious.
I had a bad, like, I was at someone's house, maybe a friend's house or whatever, and they had some fried chicken, and I bit into it, and it was bloody near the bone.
They're not cooked.
Yeah, that was enough for me. I was like, and it was like some stringy stuff in there. I was like, oh no, this is not for the mouth right here. So I don't eat Twinkies. I don't eat puddings. I don't eat. It's consistency now for me. But
things that are creamy.
No.
But you're right. A lot of foods, honestly, Quest knows. I cook 99.9% of my food, desserts and everything included, because so many people, or you go to restaurants and stuff, and they don't do a good job. Like, I rarely ever order fried chicken, like on the bone. I could get like boneless chicken out, but you will hardly ever see me order wings on the bone, because I figured people do not know how to cook. They don't know how to cook a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be honest, people don't know how to cook. They say they do, but they don't. Okay. So 9 out of 10, I cook everything home because.
But it's funny, like you said that, and for whatever reason, this pandemic brought out some of the craziest people selling food out their house. Now, mind you, I did it for like 2 weeks. We did it for a fundraiser to help get the money for the truck, right? And it was like, we had a commercial kitchen, but then they had a flood, and then the health inspector had to come back out and re-inspect them before they could open. So in the interim, I had already told people I was going to cook. So I had to cook out my house, which went against everything that I do. And people still was like, no, we don't care. We know you. We'll come and get it. And how much did we make? We made $2,000 in like on 2 Saturdays of just selling plates, but we got the food truck. And once I got it, I stopped. And people was like, why you ain't cooking? First of all, my home is where I'm supposed to be able to come and relax. It's not my place of where I'm supposed to be doing all my business out of. So I need to be able to separate it, because that's all I do is cook. So, and plus my poor oven at my house ain't used to cooking that much food for this many people. So I need my oven to be able to still work and not die in the process of me cooking all this food for y'all. That's the 2 reasons. But the pandemic, and then it just brought out all of a sudden everybody can cook and everybody's selling plates, and then they get an attitude when you don't want to support them. Like I told 2 or 3 people, honey, I'm not going to eat your food because I watch you. Well, what that got to do with me cooking? We all have nervous habits. We all have something that we do: bite our nails, pick our face, scratch our head. Everybody has something that they do subconsciously because it's just what they do. And if your nails are this long and you can't wear gloves, you can't, because things get under our fingernails. I don't care how many times you wash your hands. If you scratch your legs and your jeans, the dye from the jeans is now under your fingernails. Like certain things, it's just natural. It just happened. And if they're that long, you're not getting everything. So therefore, I don't want it. Now, that's just me. Call it what you want to, say what you want to. But at the end of the day, even when I decided to cook out my house, I have insurance. I have a business. I am protected. I am covered, and therefore your health is covered.
Mm-hmm.
When we're going hard and we doing this through all these people that you just want to support, baby, you got insurance. Like, because half of us, truth be told, don't even pay our fucking car insurance. We do it long enough for us to get our damn driver's license, and we like, damn, then I ain't paying that bill every month. 100 and what? And don't you dare have no under 25-year-old child that they trying to attach to your damn insurance. You really ain't paying it. And you just pray God every time you get in that car, you don't get no accident. So if you like that with your car insurance, imagine how you gonna be with your damn business. Like, again, we're speaking truth. But this is your health that's at risk.
When I'm working, before we started working from home, the people, they always laugh at me because I do no one's potluck and I do no one's buffet. Okay, because it's too much nose picking and hind parts digging for me. I'm like, nope and nope, and it's too many folks that got cats and dogs. And now I have a dog, but I'm a different type of dog owner. I understand that she's a dog, and even he's my little sweetheart. She didn't come from here. So it's certain things that humans can do in my house that this little puppy can't do. So I'm a different type of pet owner. But when you at work and they got these potlucks going and stuff like that, and you see people come out the bathroom and don't wash their hands, you can't fix not one piece of food. I don't want a piece of gum from you, actually.
That's so funny.
They stop asking me.
Family houses, like relatives, because they're like, oh, Whitney, can you come make this or cook this? Because you know you ain't gonna eat our food, so you might as well fix it for everybody. So now I'm good. But It's not even that. It's just, and then they throw the kids. Well, your kids don't eat your food anyway. They're gonna try to compare your stuff to my stuff. But I'm like, no. It's just when you like things a certain type of way,
right?
You just like things a certain type of way. Like I'm used to eating my food, so. And I'm particular. I'm very particular. Even when I go out, and my best friend thinks it's so funny. She goes, "Well, you are so funny." But you let them know. I'm like, I would like this, and everybody was like, "How did you get your food made like that?" I would do the same thing. I said because I give them detail exactly how I want them to be. No, even with Amish, no, I need you to put the butter. No, put the meat and stuff in first. Then put my egg. Okay, swirl it around. No, now flip it. Add the cheese. Like I'm like, I'm like, because I tell them exactly how I want them to cook it. Like, be particular because people will just throw your stuff together. No, I'm paying for this. You gonna cook it how you cook it. Like, no, take this off the bottom. And people think it's funny, but then you look at my plate like, because first of all, plate presentation, everything, and you know, if you're cooked, it changes up the flavors, the technique you use.
Correct.
And people know that.
For my 40th, my husband was like, I'm gonna do something for you because I turned 40 last year. My baby, in the middle of this pandemic, he flew me to Kansas City, and there's a chef there. Dude had the whole back of the restaurant set up, and I had a 6-course meal cooked just for me. None of the food was on the menu. And when I tell you presentation, and he a bald head chocolate dude from Jamaica. So honey, he had no hair no
Hey, let me text
none of that.
Kansas City.
Listen, he gave me a oxtail ragu spaghetti with roasted black garlic. Like that was one of the dishes. He did a bone marrow broth soup with like it was crazy. Like I don't know what he gonna do because 41 coming this year, he got a top 40. I'm just saying that jump was but he knows how particular I am. And I'll go out and I try my best. But every time I go out to eat, my food fucked up.
See, let me tell you, my dad hates going out to eat with me and his oldest sister because he's like, why is it that y'all food is never right and y'all got to send stuff back? Well, Daddy, first of all, when I'm out with you, you're paying. And so I'm not going to waste your money. So I'm sending this back because it's not the way I asked for it to be. And you spoiled me. And so you already know how I'm going to act when I go out. It's my way. It's my money or your money or the dude money, somebody money, but I'm eating it. And so fix it the way that I asked you to do that, please. Stop messing up my.
I did the look. I'm not even trying to act like you need to know who I am, but I'm gonna go ahead. If it don't come out right, I'm gonna come back there in your kitchen and I'm gonna show you.
That part.
And then you know
either.
That because what I had to explain the last time we went out, I was like, you have to understand that people are doing things outside of their normal. They're taking a chance by coming out to sit in your restaurant.
Right.
Okay? During the pandemic, they more than likely didn't have any money. They've been waiting for a stimulus check and or unemployment for them to now have a few dollars to come out and support you so you'll still be here when the world opens back up. And this is the bullshit that you want to give me on my plate? I think not. Now you can take all of it away.
Can I also say, can we please stop getting limes and lemons to the drinkers because they done finger massaged all the appliances with them same gloves and they'll put a lemon or a lime in your drink. I absolutely am appalled when people put lemons or limes on the side of my drink, and I don't want any of your finger lemons.
Look, this how serious it is. You see this? First of all, it has my logo on it. I'll show it to you, but inside. Let me show y'all what's in here.
I know what's in here because I follow Chef Ty, so I already know what's in there.
A bended straw.
So,
a bended straw. A set of chopsticks for you to go out to eat your Chinese food. A knife, a spoon, a fork, a straight straw, and the straw brush. Honey, what I'm not going to do is get your silverware from the back. And now this will be on my website. So if you need it, you got your own COVID silverware to take. And it got a nice little strap that you can hold.
Chef Ty, tell question on the website so she can put it on the bottom of the screen so people know where they can order that.
Now, don't y'all dare laugh at me. My website is, of course, the W's, Common Sense Cuisines with an S. Because most people don't have common sense nowadays.
Listen,
commonsensecuisines.com.
Yeah, common sense is not unfortunately.
Yep. That part. But we're getting the rest of them monogrammed, but it says common. Wait, hold on. Where the common at? There it is. Common Sense Cuisines.
That's dope.
Well, ladies, we're gonna wrap this up this evening. So everybody give your last final what's the face? What is it called, Quest? Your remarks.
Remarks.
Yeah, we'll start with
church benediction.
Benediction.
Not the benediction.
What a benediction. That is true.
Well, you know, Chef Ty did drop some jewels tonight. Chef Ty did kind of preach a little bit tonight on people. So maybe you know this part is something like a benediction.
Well, we're gonna start with you, Sean D. Sweetie. We're gonna start with you with your benediction.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, first of all, Whitney and T-Quest for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. Coming soon to a computer or mobile device near you is a podcast, Wine and Wisdom, with me and some of my homegirls. We have Nicole Culver, we have Marquita Turnage, we have Crystal Dickerson, and my girl Tiff. April the 13th at 9 o'clock Again, wine and wisdom. We will be dropping some wisdom, dropping some gems, and sipping on a little wine on April the 13th. So be sure to tune in. I can't wait to see your posting.
Chef Ty.
And the church has said amen and amen. I think I gave like enough jewels and tips. I just want to, the last thing I can tell anybody is go for it. Whatever it is that you want to do, go out there and do it, because if nothing else, I am definitely a dream come true, because I stepped out on faith. I went for my dreams and they're definitely coming true right now. Let that be your story so that we can have you on here and Whitney interview you next. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you, T-Quest, and love always.
T-Quest. Let them know what they can find you at.
This your girl T-Quest. You already know you can find me on all social media platforms at TQuestGLM. Download your T-Quest mobile app in your Google Play Store and your App Store, where you can hear God Love Me Radio 24/7 conversation and music that you want to hear. And make sure you sign up for my mail list on my website, GodLoveMeWorld.com. If you need any of my services as a radio personality, as a journalist, as a voiceover specialist, especially you entrepreneurs out there who need your audio for your commercial, make sure you contact me, because I am your lady. And make sure you go on my website and buy my music and then stream it after, so I can get the coin and then get the chump change after. And make sure you hit me up on my website for my clothing line as well.
Yeah, crazy. But thank you, ladies, so much for coming on here. I'll definitely have you guys on again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But you know who it is. It's Whitney from Whitney Escapes. Thank you guys for tuning in. You already know where to follow me on all social media platforms at Whitney's Escapes. My website is www.whitneysescapes.com. You can email me at travel@whitneysescapes.com. And guys, know we're doing Dubai in September. I need to come on to Dubai in September. Thank you, Nicole. I think I met you last night, so I'm gonna find out what you do and have you on here too, because all I like to do is support. But everybody, hit me up. Watch the show, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing. If there's something you want us to talk about, please, we're all here. Just say, take this in love, and we will listen. Thank you for tuning in. Until next week. Bye.